There's a moment in every service business that no one talks about. And it's not a dramatic moment, it's actually quite the opposite. It's the moment after a client has confirmed that they want to work with you. They've sent the check or initiated the ACH payment. And now everyone is just waiting. You're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. Everyone is exactly where they're supposed to be. And somehow it still feels like limbo. That tension is a systems problem, not a people problem, and it's one that's worth solving. Hi, I'm Kelsey Gilbert-Kreiling, founder of Week of the Website, creator of Eventually Ticketing, and author of Squarespace From Sign Up to Launch. Today, we are going to talk about what service businesses need to know about Squarespace invoicing. So, most service businesses treat their website like a brochure. Maybe you fill out a contact form, or someone emails an invoice from a separate tool. You wait for payment from a third place, and the site never actually touches the money. But here's what I've watched happen as Squarespace has built out its invoicing tools. And I've been a circle leader long enough to have seen the early versions of this. The platform is genuinely capable of handling the full flow now, from the first form fill to the payment confirmation. Now it can all live in one place. From form to invoice, your Squarespace site can work like an actual selling tool, not just a marketing piece. Let me show you how it works. So this is where everything lives, the invoicing dashboard. You've got your revenue summary at the top, recent activity below, and the big Create Invoice button, which is where we're starting. One thing worth noting before we do anything, make sure you have a payment solution connected. Squarespace Payments or PayPal, either works. Without that, your client will get an invoice they can't actually pay online. Today, we'll assume that that's already set up. The first thing it asks for is a client. And here's something I genuinely appreciate about this. If someone has already filled out a contact form on your site, Squarespace has stored that lead. You can pull them in here without retyping everything. That is the form to invoice flow in action. The site already did the work. If it's a new client, just add them. Name, email, done. This is where you build out what you're actually billing for. Each line item gets a name, a quantity, and a price. Be specific here. Vague invoices, design services, $3,000. Create questions. Specific invoices, brand strategy session, website audit, homepage design. Create confidence. Your client knows exactly what they're paying for before they even see the total. You can also set your due date here. I recommend being explicit. Due upon receipt is fine, but an actual date is better. It removes ambiguity on both sides. Now, this is the moment that makes a difference between an invoice that feels like yours and one that looks like it came from a different business. Click Styles, then apply your site's branding, your fonts, your colors with one click. It takes about 10 seconds, and it means your client goes from your website to your proposal to your invoice, and it all feels like the same company. That continuity matters. It's the same reason you don't show up to a client meeting wearing a different outfit than your brand would suggest. 3 options here: send now, schedule for a specific date, or set up a recurring schedule. For most service businesses, send now is fine. Send the invoice when the project scope is confirmed, not 3 days later. The longer you wait, the more the energy dissipates. Scheduling is useful if you have a set billing cadence, end of month, beginning of a project phase, whatever your rhythm is. You set it once, it goes automatically. Recurring is the one I want to flag. It's there, but it has limits. You can set it up for regular intervals, but if your retainer amounts change month to month, you're back to manual. You should know that going in. This is the part most people never see, what it actually looks like on the other end. Your client gets an email with all the invoice details and a Pay Now button. They click it, they land on a clean payment page. Your branding, their total, payment options, cards, Apple Pay, ACH, Afterpay if you've enabled it. No login required, no account to create. They pay, they get a confirmation. The invoice status in your dashboard flips to paid automatically. That's it. No follow-up email asking if they got it, no wondering if the check is in the mail. It either happened or it didn't, and you can see exactly which one. Back in your dashboard, every invoice has a status: sent, viewed, or paid. That middle one, viewed, is the one I want you to pay attention to. If an invoice has been viewed but not paid, you know something. Maybe they have a question, maybe it slipped. Either way, you're following up with context. I saw you had a chance to look at it, just wanted to check in, instead of, did you get my invoice? That's a different conversation. You can send a reminder directly from here. One click, professional, no awkward email required. A few things worth noting. Invoicing is included in all Squarespace plans. There's no extra cost for it. You can brand the invoice to match your site. Clients can pay by card, Apple Pay, ACH, even Afterpay if you have that enabled. And you can track the status: sent, viewed, or paid directly from your dashboard. Knowing a client has opened the invoice but not paid it is different from not knowing anything. You can follow up with context instead of guessing. I want to be straight with you about where Squarespace invoicing stops. There are 3 things it doesn't do, and if you need any of these, you will probably want a different tool. First, it can't bill back credit card fees. If you want to pass processing costs to clients, you'll need to build that into your own pricing manually. Second, the client portal can be limited. Clients can pay an invoice, but they can't log in and review their full history. And third, the automations that go along with this are limited. You can send reminders, but you can't build complex conditional sequences. If none of those are deal breakers for how you work, you may already have everything you need. When invoicing is dialed in on Squarespace, you're not adding another tool to your stack. You're going deeper on the one you already have. That means less friction, fewer logins, more connection between your site and your revenue. That is what a well-run version of this looks like.